Hey guys, it's Miss Mandy and this is your makeup tutorial video. As you can tell, I've got base on one half of my face and I left this half undone so that you can see how to use your concealer and all that good stuff. So we're going to start with the Almay Wake Up. Looks just like this. And this is the lightest one that they have. One, because I'm super pale, and two, this is what you will use to cover eye circles. Y'all probably don't have them like I do. And any blemishes for the older girls that might have some that they want to cover. Works good on scars too. I have a really big scar here that you guys have probably never seen or thought it was like a really big wrinkle, but there's a scar here. So I'll just squeeze a little out of the tube and I just kind of dab it on. Doesn't have to be exact. We're also going to be using this a little bit later, so don't let it get too far from you. Best thing to use is your finger. And you don't need a lot because you don't want it to get stuck in your face, but really big difference already. You're also going to dab this where you see shadows on your face, so right here and right here, right under the lip. Just like that. And it looks like I forgot to do this eye. This is because the stage lights are going to be so bright and so harsh that when they come down, you don't want to look like you're in a drama. So this will keep your face from looking like it's got too many shadows on it, so everybody can see your gorgeous smile. This is the foundation that we will use. It's awesome because it's full coverage, but you don't need, it's actually best if you don't use a sponge. It gets really streaky if you do. You put it on just like a lotion. And it looks like this. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. And they've got tons of different colors, so you can pick whatever color you need. Now you're probably thinking, hey, those stage lights are going to be super hot. How is this lotion going to stay on? No worries. You don't have to buy really expensive stage makeup to get it to stay on. That's just crazy. With a couple of extra things, you can turn, this is all drugstore makeup. None of it is from a department store, any place special. Most of it you can find at Walmart. There's only one eyeshadow that I know Rite Aid is the only one that carries that brand. So I use a primer underneath of the base that we just used. And I like the Revlon Photo Ready. It's got a little bit of shimmer in it. So there's only one color and you don't need a whole lot, about a quarter size amount to do my whole face. So if you're smaller, one of the younger ones, not only does it make everything just one consistent texture for your makeup, it also helps keep your makeup on, so you're not going to sweat it off the second you put it on. It's going to be hot backstage, even when we're just waiting. It's going to be hot in the dressing rooms. It always is. That's just how it goes. So you do primer, then you do shadow around the eyes, any scars that you want to cover. It also works up on your neck or on your chest if you've got a scar that you want to cover there. And then you do your foundation. So now's the good stuff. And the best way to do it is go from the eyes down, because if you go ahead and put your blush on and you're sitting there doing your eyeshadow like this, if you're doing it yourself, if you have a parent, they might touch it. So I was always taught go from the eyes down so that you don't mess up anything that's on your face while you're working on your eyes, because they do take the longest. So we'll start with eyebrows. Now that you got all that foundation on there, you might not be able to see your eyebrows. Plus, you're probably not going to see them from the audience anyway, and you're going to look funny. So the eye method that I use, I get my little angled brush. Looks just like that. Wipe it off because Bella plays in my makeup. Shocking, right? And then I choose, make sure you get an eyeshadow that is matte. You don't want any glitter in your eyebrows, even though glitter's awesome. And I use a nice kind of neutrally brown color. And you just get a little bit on there. Start at the inside and work your way out. You still want it to look, you don't want it to look, you know, Groucho Marx. You want it to look like it might have actually occurred in nature. Just kind of check it from different angles. There we go. And once you're pretty happy with it, that's all you need to do with your eyebrows, except for getting out the extra. And I just use a dry, looks like a mascara brush. It's just a little dry eyebrow shaping brush. And these are pretty, these aren't super expensive brushes. I'll never understand why people will pay $30 for one makeup brush. There we go. Looks about right. Lighting's a little off, so I have to apologize for that. So now we're going to go back to our almay. This is crazy important, and I'm going to show you why it's so important here in a minute. So I'm going to do eyeshadow base on one eye and then not the other, so that you can see why this is so important for your eyeshadow. One, it's going to keep it in place, and it's going to make your eyeshadow go exactly where you want it to go. And, hair in the eye, it's going to make the eyeshadow the exact color that it is in its package, which never happens, right? It's always like 50 shades lighter. So this is going to keep that from happening, and you just need a little bit. You can use the brush to spread it out if you want to. I just like to use my finger. So, looks like that. Sun. There we go. So for our older girls, this will be for the preteen hip hop Wednesdays from 5:35 to 6:35. Also mini hip hop Fridays from 5:35 to 6:35. Preteen ballet Friday from 4:30 to 5:30. And anybody else? Anybody else? Ah, yes, my jazz ladies. And Chloe, this will be for your lyrical as well. So my Monday Jazz Girls from 5:35 to 6:35. This is for you. This is the CoverGirl Eye Quad, and it is called, of course I just peeled it off, Dramatic Eyes. It's number 222. Super easy to remember. I think it was $5 or $6. Looks just like that. Kind of has a reddish, a silver, a white, which is what I call wash. And then we got this nice dark black one here. And you don't have to have separate brushes for each color if you don't want to go and buy 4 different brushes. I like to have it, but I actually won't be using it today. So I've actually only got 2 brushes today.
Let me out! I'm stuck in your pocket.
And I may not use one of them. It may be too wide. So don't try and use the sponge applicator. They don't actually work that great unless you're putting on glitter, which we'll do in a little bit. Keep having to adjust for the sun. Note to self, disable screensaver. So nice smaller little eyeshadow brush like that. And we are going to start with the kind of reddish burgundy color on the end, right here. A little bit of that on your brush. Tap it. You can't see it on the camera, but there's all this extra loose powder that falls off. It's going to go all over your face and ruin your foundation. So you start in the corner of your eye, right here in the crease. Work a little bit down onto the eyelid. Should be right in the crease of your eyebrow. See? Or eyelid, I should say. No, y'all can't see because the sun is working against me today. Okay. There we go. So see how dark and vibrant and saturated that looks? Now we'll do the other eye without the eyeshadow base, just so you can see what I'm talking about. Big difference. Also, yeah, barely any came off. Just a little bit. If I do this eye, a whole lot more comes off. So this is going, that eyeshadow base is really going to save you having to do any kind of touch-ups. Even though it's going to be a pretty short show, it's still going to save you a lot of touch-ups. So it came off just that easy with just a little bit of toilet paper. You don't want that. So let's go ahead and base up the other eye. And then we'll start the eyeshadow. So then we get this kind of like burgundy, and you can make corrections. I see I went a little far out on this side. You really got to kind of scrub it off, or use a baby wipe if you got to take anything in, go back over it with your concealer. There we go. Fine brush. There we go. They're a little more even now. This one's arched a little more, but that's okay. Once we blend it, you won't be able to see it when it's that minor of a difference. Don't worry, we're not leaving it like this. So also you want to have your little wad of toilet paper here to get your extra powder out if you're using the same brush for multiple colors. So now we're going to go get a little bit of the black. And this is going to go just in the corner. Go ahead and brush it off. Then use that bare brush to blend it into the crease. So then you get that kind of smoke look, just like that. Now we get to use our silver. Same thing, you still want to tap off the excess, and you almost want to just like push it into the skin, not so much swiping back and forth with this one, but you're going to push it in, and then you can go and swipe and blend. It gets a lot lighter after you get the silver in there. Blend, blend, blend. Tap, other side, push it in. Brush it off. Now, you're going to take your bare brush and you're just going to start smudging some of this blended color up into the top part of the eyebrow. Blend it, smudge it, blend it, smudge it. And it'll move naturally on its own, just a little bit. So you end up with this kind of smoky, grayish burgundy eye. Looks pretty good. There we go. And if you did get some eyeshadow, which you probably will, that fell down onto this part right here, like I do, go back over it with that Almay. That stuff is a lifesaver. Brighten it right up. Last part we're going to do on the eyeshadow for now is our white. So we're going to take the white, and it's going to go right over the brow bone. And you may be able to, like I just did, use the same amount for both eyes since it's only that tiny little section of your eye. Wipe away any excess. There we go. We got some gorgeous stage eyes. With your little CoverGirl palette. And this will stay on through a stage performance, just like MAC would. Especially if, well, you should be using the primer, and this is pretty much not optional. If you're the only one that shows up without this, everyone's going to know, because your eyeshadow is going to look totally different. Okie dokie. Next, eyelashes. And for my big girls, we're going to have some fun with the eyelashes. So everybody that I just mentioned, the mini hip-hop class, the preteen hip-hop class, preteen ballet. So Friday, 4:30 to 5:30, and Friday, 5:35 to 6:35. Monday, 5:35 to 6:35. And Wednesday, 5:35 to 6:35. And Chloe for lyrical. These are our eyelashes that we will be using. They're by Ardell. Elegant Eyes. This is the romantic. Trying to get it so it's in focus. It's not working. But they got these cute little glitter dots just for some extra fun. There we go. You can kind of see them. I think they were $4.99 or $5.99. They're not very expensive. Oh, here we go. Now this stuff is amazing. It does not pull your skin off of your body like it did back in my day. This is Kisses Black. Yep, so you don't have white globs hanging off your eye. Black eyelash glue. It does not burn. It doesn't hurt when you take it off. Very, very gentle. It's not going to bother anybody's skin. It's even got some aloe in there, so it's really gentle. Y'all are going to see me bite this package open. It's okay, Nugget. It's just UPS. So people hear that they got to do fake eyelashes. Like, I can't. It's impossible. I promise you, it's not impossible. It's lots of fun. I love a good fake eyelash. Take your eyelash glue. Tiny little amount, yeah? Tiny. You'll just see... Not like that. That was terrible. Might be a little bit of air in the tube, so be careful. Don't wear anything that you love. Oh, speaking of things that we're wearing, please wear a cover-up over your costume when you do your makeup if you're wearing it. Or get one of Daddy's old button-down shirts. You want to be able to get out of it without touching your face. You can even go to a Goodwill and make a cute little makeup coverlet if you want to. Out of an old business shirt. So you're just going to get a little bit coming out of the tube. Barely coming out. Really thin. Just like that. See? You can barely tell that it's on there. You don't need a whole lot. Let it dry up a little bit. It'll be sliding everywhere. You don't want it too far down. So that you have like Greta Garbo eyes. You don't want it too far in because it's going to pinch. So line it up with where your natural lashes start. I like to let the outside dry. It's hard to do with one hand. It's probably going to be the most time-consuming part for you is the eyelashes. Because we did all the shadowing and everything pretty quick. And that was with me stopping to explain. Now if you do get, like I just did, I just got a little air bubble in here. Made a huge air bubble. I just pop it and roll it out on the rest of the lash, especially with the black lash glue. Unless you get it really far down into the lashes, no one's going to know. That's why I was so happy to find black lash glue, because it hides all your little mistakes. Makes it easier when you got to do your eyeliner. Told you we'd be spending some time on these eyes. So we got eyelashes on.
Let me out. I'm stuck in your pocket.
Now, if you do make a mistake and you get, like I just did, and you get lash glue up on your lid or something like that, you can use a Q-tip or you can use the end of one of your smaller makeup brushes. Don't want to use like a blush brush, it's too big. And get it a little wet, or a baby wipe works well. And you just kind of roll it off and fix any little oopsies. Now you can do, some people do their mascara before they put their fake lashes on. Some do it after. I prefer to do it after. That's just me. If you have a preference, moms, go ahead, do your thing. If you're curious, this is the Lycraflex Rimmel London Scandalize mascara. It's got a huge brush on it. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. Yeah, it's great. And it's not going to clump up on you. I should really just blow everybody's mind and go to Walmart looking like this. Of course, it wouldn't be the worst thing we've all seen at Walmart, right? Don't forget your bottom lashes. They need love. Not done yet, but we're getting there. Looks really good in person. Kind of wish you guys could see it in person, because the camera is not translating well. On that note, for those of you that do want to do an in-person makeup session, just let me know and we'll find a day that everybody wants to get together at the studio and do it. Or if you have a specific question, like you're practicing and you're just not getting the eyeliner, or you know, whatever, just let me know and I will bring my big old bag of magic here and we can work on that together. Always loved getting my recital makeup done, because once they get their costume and their makeup on, these girls are going to feel like movie stars. It's going to be awesome. I'm very excited. And then I go over the top again. Double coat your bottom lashes because you can't see them at all, especially when you have them right up against the fake lashes like this. Okay, looking. Oh, this is for my little babies. That's their eyeshadow. My mini ballerinas and my littles ballerina class, you guys have a slightly different eye look, because this would be a little bit too much. Bella's got a bit of a cold right now, so hopefully she will be feeling right as rain and she can be a model for us. But if that doesn't work, you're stuck with me. Okay, so I got a little bit of loose glitter here. Now my advice is to have a brush that you use specifically for glitter. Because once you cross-contaminate with glitter, you're not separating it again, ever. And white eyelash glue, you unfortunately will not be able to use the black for this. So take a little bit. And I just get a little bit on my brush. I have one that I use for glue, and then I have one that I'll use for the glitter. Well, actually, we'll probably just use our finger for glitter. Okay, so you see I put glue right here and right up into here. Now I'm going to take my little pinky and dab it in my loose glitter. You want to work in small sections because the lash glue will dry very fast especially when you put it on this thin. So just a little bit at a time, half and half. Glued my eye together. And like I said, these are not expensive brushes at all. I got mine at Rite Aid, but get them at the dollar store if you want to. That's totally fine. Okay, so then our eye, blasted sun, then our eye is going to look like this. See? Isn't that pretty? There you go. Get the light right. There we go. Now we can see a little bit better. And you might have a few stray pieces of glitter here or there. That's fine. I made a mistake on my bottom lashes, so I'll fix that. Once your mascara dries a little bit, it's actually pretty easy to just scrape off of your skin with a stiff brush like the one I use for my eyebrows rather. Don't need that. So now we'll head over to the other eye and get it hooked up with glitter. Push it into the top half and down into the corner. Get your glitter. You're going to want to go ahead and get some eye makeup remover because, yeah, this stuff will stay on for a little while. Go ahead and do the rest of your eye. And this glitter, I lost the lid to, so I don't know the brand, but I will figure it out and I will let you know. But it is called Pink Sugar, and it's got the distributor on here, and I will have to Google it and I will let you guys know. It'll be on the makeup list. Looks just like this. Lasts you for quite some time. And it's got great sparkle to it. So, really cool looking. Now, yep, we're still on the eyes. I know, right? So we're pretty much done with all this good stuff. Let's talk about our eyeliner. Any black liquid eyeliner is going to work, but you want the brush to be not a fixed brush. So like the Master Graphics, that's not going to work so well here because you are going to be going over the fake eyelashes a little bit just to make it look all cohesive. So something with a free brush on it is good. Maybelline makes one called Line Stiletto, and it's got a really flexible tip on it. So you're going to start at the corner of the eye and go up. Like that. So you just go up. And you are going to have to take it out pretty far. Pretty much to where if you open the eye, I wish you guys could see better. If you open the eye where my eyelashes end, that's where my line is ending. Now I'm going right over top of where the fake lash is. Right into the corner of the eye. So much glue, I can't feel the brush on my eyeball. My glitter got a little out of control. Okay, bing, eyes are done. And those are your stage eyes. Now, blush. And we're going to do this before we do the last thing we put on is going to be our powder, and then there's an optional little product that I got that's a makeup extender. You don't have to use it, but I like it for stage. I don't have to worry about my makeup then. So here we go. Blush, there it is. This is just a color wheel by NYC. Super cheap, $4. And I just got the one that works for me. You want to go brighter on the blush and sheer. You don't want something super, super thick. You really don't want, like, what do they call those? The cream blushes? I can't handle it. So I just go all over the color wheel. I'll show you what I'm doing. Boop, boop, boop. I like it because it's got a little hint of bronzer in there too, so it's going to give me some color. And I go right on my cheeks. And this is a pretty sheer blush, so you can kind of customize the coverage. And I go right up into the hairline, as you can see. And you're probably thinking, whoa, that's a lot of blush. It really isn't. Because we're going to go over it with our powder. So it's going to look a little bit different. Everything's going to look a little bit more normal once we get our powder on. Okay. I spilled glitter, so there's glitter everywhere. Now I'm just using my pants to wipe my makeup brush. That's how I roll. So I got a huge, well, not super huge, but it's a big makeup brush to do the powder. With the stage makeup, I don't like to use the applicator sponge or glitter. I got it in my powder. Now, Infallible also makes a powder. Mine's in my purse, so I'm just going to use what I have right here, which is Color Icon by Wet n Wild, and it's a semi-bronzer. I used to use it on Bella when she would go on stage. So I'm going to start in the middle up top here, and I'm just going to make sure that I spread it around really even. Now the Infallible actually is right next to where you're going to find your foundation. I really do recommend this. It's like $7 or $8 and it works really, really well. It's way better than having to spend $50 on your foundation. My stage makeup for dance, even just for recital, I know you're thinking it's not a competition, but it goes a long way to make the girls feel like it's a really big deal. But anywho, this stuff works just as well as the MAC, so use it. It's good for you. And then I go down to the nose and I go out from there. Notice I'm avoiding my eyeballs. We don't want to tone those down. If you work from the center out, it avoids any blotches, in case you're wondering why I'm doing it that way.
Where's Gigi?
Gigi's at her house. That's Phoenix.
This big.
You're Phoenix. I'm doing a makeup video. Don't come over here. Net, stay. I'm serious.
No.
Phoenix, all the girls at the studio are going to see it. So you probably have a little bit of makeup on your lips anyway. You can use this if you have a hard time with your lipstick staying on, or if you just don't want to have to worry about it. I'm going to have to run to my purse because all my lipstick is over there. Be right back.
In a few minutes, we're going to plant the flowers.
No, I brought them in.
Oh, you don't want them to die?
Right.
Yeah, that's the bad news here. You actually dropped those just yesterday.
Now, we're just going to use a red matte lipstick. If you were in the Christmas parade, you remember this little tube is the one that I showed you guys. It's Maybelline's Color Sensational. I do not have my red at the moment. I'm not sure where it is. Probably should have grabbed that before I started the video. So I'll just use my Touch of Spice. It's a little bit mauvier. But you guys use the red. Oh, this looks really good on camera. A little flat on stage, though, I would think. Okay. So the lips are the quickest part of this whole situation. You're spending most of your time on your eyes just to get them really fancy looking. So here is your finished makeup look. Looks pretty good for using my hand mirror and all that jazz. So here's a nice close-up. One good thing about using the Almay on your lips before you put your lipstick on is it's really going to do away with the need for lip liner, which can look a little clunky and crazy. So any questions, just let me know. The longest part is the eyes, but I think most of it was the talking. So go ahead and practice, and when we come back on Monday, I'm going to have a sheet with all Phoenix.
Sorry.
Ignore him. He crazy. I'll have a sheet with all of the different makeup colors spelled out for everybody so that they can get their makeup. It should be pretty easy to find even at Walmart because all of these products, you can find them at Walmart. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys Monday.